He's been called the next Lewis Hamilton, and after a second-place finish in Italy, he narrowly missed out on victory in the Russian Grand Prix last week.
Yeah, I don't really want to talk about that too much, but we're gonna, obviously. Lando Norris has joined us in the studio, and he's brought his car as well. This is such a treat, so thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
In between races, so obviously, you know, it was last Sunday, Sunday off now, and then you're racing again next Sunday. What do you do?
Well, after the last one, crying for a few days. No, I think you normally always do a few days of reviewing the weekend, especially the Sochi race weekend, and then a couple of days preparing for the next one, wherever it is. Other than that, relax, have a bit of time at home.
We should talk about that last weekend, because I felt pretty gutted. So God knows how you felt. I mean, you were leading the race. It's down to tyres. It was like 5 minutes and the rain came in. Lewis changed his. You said, no, I'm staying out. Was that your call?
It was. It's a joint call. Of course, they need my input, but I also need their input to make decisions. And from the information we had and from what I got told and so on, I made the call, obviously, which I thought was best at the time. Little did we know, or what we should have known, was there was a lot more rain coming, and that decision was the wrong one in the end. But at the same time, it could have not rained as much, and I could have looked like a hero and won a race. But it didn't, so it comes and goes sometimes.
But I guess you live and learn, and that's the whole point, isn't it? I mean, you're incredibly young. This is right at the beginning of your career, and I guess sort of going into the next race, you have to put that behind you.
Yeah, of course. I want to say I still have a long career ahead of me, I hope. So it's nice, in a way, to get it done nice and early in my career, so that when these kind of things come up again next time, I'll be able to make
all of that sort of stuff is what builds you as a driver, isn't it? When something like that happens, and that is a big moment for you, that was nearly your first win. Are you consoled afterwards by the other drivers? Did they say, you know, it'll be okay, we've done the same thing?
A few. I mean, Lewis did. So obviously Lewis was the one which effectively took the race win away from me. So I mean, coming from Lewis, because he was the guy I watched growing up, and he's Lewis, you know, 7-time world champion. So to hear from what he had to say, because he's been through many scenarios, probably even worse in some cases. But I guess in my way, it feels worse because it's that first win that you just want to really get. But many drivers, you know, said I did a good job and my time will come, which I obviously heard a lot of. But when it comes from someone that you've looked up to or you know has been through it, then it definitely means a bit more.
And I guess racing, as with most sports, you know, yes, it's sort of 50-50, really. You've got the physical side of the sport, but you've also got the mental aspect of the sport. And you've said in the past that you've talked about how the pressure, particularly on a sport like this, has sometimes got to you, how it gets in your head, anxiety. Sometimes
there's... I guess people from when you just watch TV don't realise many things what the driver goes through. And it's a bit of a shame, but there's more programmes now where you get to see what the driver is like behind the scenes and the amount of pressure and stress that they have to cope with. And especially at my age, coming into Formula One at 19, there's a lot of eyes on you. So dealing with all these kind of things took its toll on me. But then I spoke to the...
How?
Just with... feeling like I don't know what's next. You know, if this goes wrong, if I don't go out in the next session and perform, you know, what's going to happen? What's the outcome of all of this? Am I going to be in Formula One next year? If I'm not, what am I going to do? Because I'm not really good at many other things in life. So just all of that, and then just feeling depressed a lot of the time. That if I have a bad weekend, I just think, you know, I'm not good enough, and things like that. Which when they start adding up over the season, and then you have social media side of it all, that can just really start to hurt you.
Well, you say that McLaren is a family, and so when you feel like that, and you were sort of you're karting, you know, so you're spotted by them, really brought in very young. Can you go to them and say, I'm having a bit of a rough time at the moment?
Absolutely, of course. Like there's that point of when I'm coming into it, I'm still new to McLaren and the whole team. But then there's that point where you rely on them and you trust them, and you do treat them like your family. And we're partnered with Mind, which also have helped me massively, and also helped many other people in McLaren, but also just in the world in general. So speaking to McLaren, speaking to obviously the people that are around me and my friends that I trust, and also Mind, then I'm in a much better place now. I'm much happier, and I can enjoy everything I do.
Well, there is a limited edition T-shirt on sale from today at McLaren.com, and this is...
It's my attempt at a tie-dye T-shirt, which didn't go too well.
Did you do this?
I did, yes. We both,
That's
Daniel
very
made
good.
one and I made one. Proceeds are then
very
going
good.
to the charity as well. So we've done a couple of things over the last few years, which then we give to charity. And one was the helmet we did a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Which I think you might have seen. We did it 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Which had my handprint on. We painted it with our hands and paintbrushes. And now we're doing the T-shirts as well, so anyone can go out and buy them.
You do really seem to me, and I mean, I don't know too much about racing. I'm not like Phil. I grew up, my dad would watch it a lot, but you seem to me, I don't know whether it's sort of a new generation of racing driver. You seem very, very open.
Yeah.
You seem very happy to talk about lots of things, and I think that'll probably inspire a lot more people. Does that feel important to you?
It does. I wouldn't say I was always good at it. Like, I do get nervous.
Yeah.
Even doing this and speaking in front of thousands of people, it's not like I'm confident in doing it. But I've realised over the past 3 years, especially, how much I can influence and impact other people in the world.
Yeah.
And like, the one thing that makes me happy is seeing other people smile and making them happy. So the more I can do that, the more I can help them. Then the messages I receive on social media and on Twitter and whatever, then always brings a smile to my face. So I kind of realise that the more I can do that, the happier I am and the better it is.
Well, I mean, I've been following F1 for a long time, and over the past couple of years, more so than ever before, with this new generation of drivers coming through, much more open, much more fun. I mean, you've opened that with George Russell as well,
Sure.
William. So that's a big difference now.
Yeah, I think like one thing that's helped is we're all good friends.
Yeah.
Especially away from the racetrack. But obviously, when we're on the racetrack, there's nothing more we want to do than beat each other and put each other to shame. But definitely, things have changed. Like, times have changed since 5, 10 years ago in Formula One. And like, I stream a lot on Twitch.
Yeah.
So I'm just live streaming. I'm at home, burning my dinner, whatever I'm doing. And I guess people get to see that side of it, which they never really got to see. But it's just something I enjoy doing. Like, I don't have to do it, but it's nice to give back.
And you're launching your own racing car as well. So you want to, because we've talked about this here before, how the funding and the money into getting into racing driving almost limits people. Actually, they get to a certain level and they can't fund it themselves. And you're trying to help there as well.
As much as I can. I was actually 2 days in Italy this week, launching the kart, which is nice because karting is where you create so many of your memories, and it's where getting to this point, getting to drive this, all starts. And now this is a very long time ago.
This is you as a little boy.
This must be when I'm 6, 7 years old.
I mean, I've got a 7-year-old, and I can't imagine it unleashing him.
You wouldn't let him.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
But yeah, I think this is where it all started. So to be part of that and allow or try and help kids growing up get to Formula One and just to be part of their journey, I think it's something very special. So.
Well, you're utterly fearless. I mean, God knows what your family think when they're. I know that your dad comes to the races a lot and has been a huge encouragement. But when you hear the commentary team impressed by the moves that you make and the driving skills that you have, Turkey's coming up over the weekend. McLaren looking great. I mean, this is really the big changes now. So, how are you feeling about Turkey?
I mean, I'm excited. Just another race weekend. I love doing what I do, so I'm excited. Turkey was a tough one last season because it's a new track for us, and it was extremely slippery. It was raining, dry, and so on. Wow. But there's obviously a lot of expectation on us at the moment as well because of Monza, where we had a 1-2. Last weekend we had a pole position and almost won the race. So a lot of people are expecting amazing things.
Feels like it's building, doesn't it?
Exactly. We have to limit it in a way because we're still realistically not as quick as Mercedes and Red Bull, which are the leading two teams at the moment. So we still got a lot of work to do, but every race is an opportunity for us.
Just get the tyres right, eh?
Exactly. Circle tyres.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No worries at all.
Good luck
My
next
pleasure.
weekend.
Yes,
And it won't be long before that win, I'm absolutely
Yeah, no
sure.
doubt,
Well,
no doubt. Thank you.